Is there consensus to get a memo then to all council members? Okay.
Councilman Teets.
And then as far as distribution, I agree it should be on the city website just like all the other memos. It shouldn't be placed anywhere that's unique or special, just like all the other memos, because I certainly don't want people to feel like we're putting a thumb on the scale one way or another in any election. So it's, I think, your intent, right?
Absolutely, sir.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Okay.
Section 1. Number 2?
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, what?
Should we go on to number 2? The number 2?
Well, you want to address the internet specifically? Okay.
And again, this is a lot of questions coming from people because of some of the content on your personal internet page, and people are a little concerned that it looks very similar to a city website, got the same pictures, got the same motto, address, and again, we don't have a policy for that. We do have an internal policy for the media, for a media policy, social media policy internally, but we don't have anything for any elected officials. And a lot of people are a little concerned about that. So, and I think I sent you a memo today. I know you don't have this all at your fingertips when we send these, but perhaps we can check in a few cities, see if there is something that we can build off of to answer this.
Attorney Bloom?
Mayor, it is a topic that I have received a number of materials already. It's, again, something that I've wanted to do. It's just with other priorities. It has not been something that we have gotten to. If there's consensus to do a social media policy, we certainly could take a stab at that. I may need input from the council members. It may be something that a study session would be appropriate for to discuss it. This is one that you may wish to eventually include in your rules of procedure, but unless and until you have it, it might be premature to include it in your rules until you have something.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you. Councilman Fleming?
Yeah, I agree that we should address this, but I like the idea of a study session. You put together some things, because this is not the law. We're talking about this. The first is the law. The first, but the second paragraph is not the law. So I think this is what I was alluding to, is having a study session for it would be great. Whenever you can. I know you're quite busy right now, so.
Okay. We'll move to council comments.
Mayor, there is a tabled item for after the discussion of council referrals.
The tabled item is the rules and procedures. Mayor Pro Tem McGinnis.
It's been moved and seconded, so you could discuss it and then vote.
So the discussion? What was the intent to table it till after the referral was to see if we were going to add any of those 3 items to the new rules of procedure? Seems like the discussion is such that we have to have further discussion. So I don't know. Did you want to go ahead and keep your motion to move the resolution to change the rules of procedures as written, or did you want to postpone that until after the study session? Attorney Bloom?
Yeah, Mayor, premised on the fact that it was brought up at an earlier study session, the rules of procedure actually do reference the code of ethics. Again, that's not, we didn't know what it would take the form of. We didn't know what would be approved, but the rules actually do reference a code of ethics and do require that be reviewed on an annual basis and reviewed by all members of the boards and committees.
So then
So it's in the current draft.
The resolution is already set with the correct addition of that. Okay, so now we have discussion. If there's any discussion, a vote, please, Mrs. Bittner.
Councilmember Henderson?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem McGinnis?
Yes.
Councilmember Slater?
Yes.
Councilmember Teets?
Yes.
Mayor Daniels?
Yes.
Councilmember Campbell?
Yes.
Councilmember Fleming?
Yes.
Motion passes. And now we move to council comments. I'm sorry?
Could I ask the clerk, does this take effect next meeting?
This will take effect next meeting, yes.
So we'll have guidelines.
So
This will be published and
Yes, we're going to be publishing it, especially the public comment portion
Signs.
on the website. Cindy we'll have signs out there. Cindy will also be out there to let people know. We'll make sure that it's on the website ahead of time and publish it in the newspaper too.
Thank
And
you.
we'll also develop a new statement before the public comment section. Attorney Bloom?
Yes, we certainly would need to do that. I believe Ms. Bittner is already on top of that.
The statement's already been amended to reflect any of the changes.
I see. Thank you. Well, now we move to council comments. Mayor Pro Tem McGinnis?
I had a couple of announcements. First and foremost, tomorrow is a very important day. The members of the public here in Troy are invited to come to attend a public forum that's scheduled from 7 to 9 tomorrow night at Troy City Hall in the council chambers. Right here, we're going to be hosting each of the 5 candidates that are determined to have been finalists here for our city manager position, and they're each going to have the opportunity to give a 5-minute personal introduction to the audience that's attending. The candidates are not going to be fielding questions tomorrow, but there is going to be a great opportunity for members of the public to meet and talk to all of the candidates after their presentation. So hopefully all the council members are able to attend. We will be here with the 5 finalists, other members of staff, and we would really like members of the public to join us so they have an opportunity to meet with these finalists, interact with them informally, and talk to them about their possible relocation to the city of Troy. So I wanted to make sure that that was out in the public realm. I know it has been publicized some other places, but as many times as we can get that information out. And then I just also wanted to note, I'm sure most of you have seen your Troy Today Fall 2012 edition hit your mailbox. I wanted to give a special thanks to Cindy Stewart and all the staff that work on putting this together, and to point it out. I know people probably get a lot of information in their mailbox, a lot of magazines, but there is very useful information that's in here, things that we talk about here at council meetings that you can have as your own personal reference, anything from refuse collection and recycling information to tips on displaying temporary signs, which I'm sure we'll all be working with as the election nears, and also information about absentee voters. So I just wanted to point that out to make sure that everyone realizes what a wealth of information this magazine is. And thank you to Cindy.
Thank you. Reports? Does anybody have any comments on the report section? Councilman Slater?
I had a council comment, but it came to me after you closed it. Could I just say something? Could everybody look at their calendars for the next meeting and look for a study session for distracted driving ordinance and the, I don't want anybody to think that we're going to postpone this forever, and maybe we could take a look at our calendars next time. Oh. How about 2 meetings from now, if we could, or just look at bring your calendars so we can talk about it next time. If that's okay.
Well, that concludes our regular meeting agenda. I'd like to thank each and every one in the audience and at home for participating in our legislative process. Have a good evening, and we'll now move to the council room for closed session.